Good afternoon, this is Nicholas from Gandora Gaming, and I bring you all a new Synchro Archetype for the Visa Starfrost lore. My friend called it. My friend Mark, who plays Scareclaw, was telling me for the last few months that the next archetype after Kashakula was going to be a Synchro Archetype. Because if you notice, every Visa Starfrost archetype has gone from Link to Fusion to XYZ. Meaning they're doing all the extra deck monsters. Meaning the next one is, of course, Synchro, which we have the new cards here today. I can't wait to go over them with you. So first things first, we have Manadome Heart. It's a level 4 light warrior effect monster, 1500 attack and 2100 defense. Go use its first and second effect once per turn. It discards in your hand during the main phase quick effect. Target one Manadome monster or one monster with 1500 attack or 2100 defense you control. Destroy that monster. If you do, special summon this card. This card is normal or special summon. Add one Manadome card from your deck to your hand. Has a really cool summoning mechanic of blowing up something and summoning itself, kind of like we use the Starfrost. It's a level 4 light warrior, so it can be searched off Rhoda, which is nice. Another Rhoda hit. So it's a lot like I know early decks with I'm trying to think early tier element builds used to play Rhoda because they could search Rhino Heart with it, but then they realized they don't need to. The field spell does it for you. This card seems pretty good. Just a free special summon, quick effect. Just add a card is pretty swell. Of course, it just adds on summon, which is pretty nice. And then yeah, that's about it. This card seems really cool. Really nice artwork. It kind of, honestly, I looked at all the art. It kind of reminds me of Sword Soul art. Like how bright and yellow it is. I don't know, this is my personal opinion. So let's just go on to the next card we have for the new archetype, which is the field spell. Now the field spell makes it or breaks it for the deck. So honestly, every field spell for Visa Starfrost have been amazing. Prime Paramino for Scareclaw, not for Scareclaw, for all the field spells I'm trying to get at are really broken for all these archetypes. Kashakula's field spell is broken. The Tier Element field spell is broken. I think the most fairest one is the Scareclaw one. But to be honest, that one came out first. So, of course, it's going to be the most fair because it came out first. But let's just go straight into this. Primal Planet Carlamina. Carlamina the 5th, or also known as Kaiji the 5th Destruction World Carmian. I don't know what that means. But you can only activate this name of this card once per turn, and the third effect once per turn. First effect, when this card resolves, you can add one Manadome monster or Visa Starfrost from your deck to your hand. That makes sense? That's what all the field spells do. Second effect, light monster you control gain 100 attack for each tuner monster you control or engrave. That's pretty cool. It's a cool busting attack. This makes all your monsters really big. I mean, its third effect, if a face-up tuner you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, which I guess is the whole gimmick of the deck, you can target one of those monsters, special summon it. So, whenever you destroy off the level 4, you will then get the reborn with the field spell. So that's not bad. I can definitely see some really cool synchro shenanigans with that. Not to mention the artwork of this card is really good. This is must of 3 of the deck just because it is a Rhoda. It just searches whatever you need for the archetype, which I guess going forward would be Manadome, the Manadome archetype. Really cool artwork though. I like the blues and yellows. Really powerful card. I wonder how many tuners this deck's going to play that this 100 attack increase is going to matter. Because to really matter, I think you need like 5 or 6 tuners engraved just so it has like a good buff. But let's just go on to one of those tuners. First thing first, we have Manadome Hurless. Now, funny enough, it's like a Scareclaw in this little bubble here. And this is a 0 attack, level 2 Earth Fairy Tuner. Effect monster, 0 attack, 2000 defense. I'm noticing some super heavy samurai defenses here. Really bad attacks, but really good defense. You can special summon this card by produce its first effect. If you control a Visa Starfrost or a monster with 1500 attack or 2100 defense, special summon this card from your hand. So I guess this whole gimmick is that it has to do with their levels or their attack and defense. So 1500 attack and 2100 defense, it looks like it's going to be their main thing. I noticed also with this is that A lot of the Gizmecs had that same mechanic, but they weren't 1500 and 2100 defense. They were the same attack equals the defense. So I gotta look into that. But first things first, his second effect is that if this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, which obviously the other guy blows him up, spell summon one hairless from your deck, and then during the battle phase, if this card was activated, synchro monsters you control gain 500 attack. So a really cool extender. The idea is that you summon out your level 4, summon out this one because you control the level 4. The level 4 pops this card comes back, and then this one special summons run from deck, which is pretty interesting. Really cool card, and overall, really beautiful artwork. The trees look great. The leaves look good. I can't wait to see the Synchro Monster, because that's really what's going to make or break this deck. Its playability, also its splashability. The best thing about Tier Elements, besides how powerful the deck is that it's just as splashable as all hell. Like, this deck is just like mixes with everything. And speaking about tuners, here it is. Oh, synchros. We have a level 10 Light Fairy Synchro Effect monster, 3000 attack, 3000 defense. His materials are 1 tuner plus 1 light monster, meaning we can summon this, I believe, in... Never mind, I forgot the... What is... I'm trying to think of the attributes for the... God, what is that archetype called? Not the Tengi, Sword Souls. I think Longbell, is he a fire? Or is he a light? I forgot. I know the light one is the level 4 tuner, so we can definitely make this in the deck. So, alright, so it is splashable, so that's cool. It does require a light, what they call a light monster, though, of course. This card attacks a number each time the battle phase equal to the number tuners used. So you want to use a whole bunch of tuners because it attacks multiple times. It's a 3000 light fairy monster. This card is single summon using a Manadome tuner as material. It can't be targeted by opponent's card effects. So it's a 3000, attacks multiple times. Can't be targeted. Cool. This face-up synchro monster leaves the field due to your opponent. You can special summon one Visa Starfrost or a monster with 1500 attack or 2100 defense from your graveyard among your banished monsters. I guess this whole archetype resolves around the banish, which is interesting. And it kind of has a Mirror Jade effect where if this guy just dies by any way, if your opponent removes him, he floats into someone else. So unlike Mirror Jade who nukes the board, this guy floats into another monster. So that's pretty interesting. I don't see anything else about him. He doesn't have any interruptions, which kind of sucks. But he is just a big beat stick, which is really cool. And he attacks multiple times, which is sick. And not to mention, he is going to get bigger because of the field spell. Not to mention the other tuner gives him 500, I think. So he can definitely get really big and really push for game. But I don't see how this is better than what Scareclaw already does, which is the OTK version. And speaking of Scareclaw, we have new Kashakri-La fusion cards. This is Kashakri-La Axie. This is a quick play spell. You can only use the first and second effect once per turn. If this face of Kashakri-La XYZ monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, banish one Visa Starfrost from your hand, deck, or field. And if you do, special summon one Vicious Astrode from your extra deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. And if this card becomes banished, target one of your banished Visa Starfrost added to your hand. So I noticed how you said this is for the Kashakri-Las. You're probably thinking, well, Kashakri-Las are XYZ, right? They don't deal with fusions. And you would be correct majority of the time. You're correct. But the new Vicious Asteroid is a fusion monster. So this card just basically says, hey, let's cheat out a fusion monster when an XYZ dies. Of course, it does have to be destroyed by battle or card effect, so it's removed by other ways. It will not get this effect off, but that's still pretty solid. The fact it just summons out the fusion, ignoring its summoning conditions. I guess the only other issue with that is that because you're summoning off this card, I don't know if that's treated as like you're cheating out a monster, so I don't know if that counts towards it was properly summoned. And if it was not properly summoned, if it dies, I don't think you'll be able to get it back. But the fact that you just trade one monster for another monster is pretty swell. Not to mention the other monster, it does have really cool potential. And you just banish this card from graveyard to add the Visa Starfrost you banished from deck. back to hand, which is pretty nice. So you just had to play one Visa Starfrost in your deck, and bam, this guy's just alive all the time. It doesn't matter. It could be from hand, field, or grave. And, not hit grave, of course, but hand, field, and it just does you everything. Now let's talk about the fusion itself. So this fusion's a level 8, Fairy, Dark, 3,000, Visa Star Plus plus a 1,500 attack or 2,100 defense. Notice those stats. Those are the same stats as our Synchro dudes, which is pretty interesting. He's a very interesting indeed. So I guess you can make this fusion in the Synchro archetype, which is also strange. Are you going to get a Poly card, or are you going to play this as well? I'm not really sure, because the spell card we just read was talking about XYZs that they die. So I'm not really sure there. This card says, must be special summoned by banishing the above cards from field or graveyard. So it is a contact fusion. It does not require Poly. Okay, that explains that. So we don't need Poly in this deck. That's why the Synchro deck can make this card, because they don't need Poly. This put the materials on field, and they can contact a Synchro into this card. That's pretty swell. And then if this card is a special summon, target one of those monsters on the field, destroy it, and if you do, this card gains attack equal to the half destroyed monster's original attack and defense, whichever is higher. Can't be destroyed by battle. Not gonna lie, that's a little bit of a lackluster attack effects. It can't be destroyed by battle is cool, but there's like 100 different ways to get rid of it. And honestly, if it's gaining attack equal to the card you destroy, then most likely they're not clearing it through battle anyway, because it's already a 3,000. Let's say if it kills another 3,000 with that effect, he's becoming a 4,500. I don't think you're getting over that without an access code. But really cool. Can't be targeted by other monsters in the field, so it does have that targeting protection, which is nice. So it's just a big-ass bungus, which is cool. Really cool fusion. 1,500 attack and 2,100 defense. Is that the same stat as all the Rhino Hearts? I'm trying to think, because I think every Scareclaw in the archetypes, all the Rhino Hearts, they have that same stat line. And I'm trying to remember exactly if that's correct. I kind of want to pull out my decks and just see if that's correct. But if it is, that means every archetype in the Visa Starfrost lore has access to a contact fusion with this card, which is pretty swell, honestly. Like, just to be able to cheat this card out. Now, you do have to play Visa Starfrost, but like decks like Scareclaw that are already playing it, that's not a bad option. So, it definitely has huge potential. Anyway, you guys let me know in the comments how you feel. Thank you so much, and I hope you get more synchros.